Why does everything piss you off? If there is one idea in neuroscience that I would like to convince all people on Earth, then I consider this idea to be the following. Consciousness is a passenger of the brain who imagines himself to be a machinist. Why is it important? Because if you don't understand it, then you are most likely acting like a moron. Just imagine that you are talking on the phone with a friend, you go into the elevator, the connection is interrupted, it becomes impossible to speak. And then, instead of waiting a minute, you begin to get angry, swear and threaten your friend with reprisals at a meeting because he mocks you like that. Stupid? Dumb. It's not your friend's fault that your phone doesn't pick up in the elevator. That's about the same reasonable 99% of any manifestations of irritation. The bus stopped near a puddle and you got your feet wet, and why does everyone around think they are Formula 1 racers? Job is meaningless and ugly? Is it the same idiot on TV? The bun is stale, the coffee is bitter, the whiskey is liquid, the wife is fat, the weather is rubbish, there are only fascists around? You are probably ready to defend each of these points even in court. Give immigration statistics, weigh your wife, measure the staleness of a bun and prove that all your irritation is completely objective and justified. And here is the time to take and open a textbook on neuroscience. We are not drivers, but passengers. We are passengers of emotions, decisions, moral choice, in general, practically any of our actions, including the choice of objects to which we pay attention and which are indifferent to us, which please us and which infuriate us. We all think that we are the smartest. We know what we are doing, we act rationally and prudently. If we don't like something, then there are good reasons for this, and if we swear at someone, then for the cause. Sometimes this is true. The driver is driving the train, but the passenger can also pull the stop crane. However, in the vast majority of cases, we come up with good reasons for our irritation after we are annoyed, which somewhat compromises the validity of these reasons. We want to be drivers so much that at every turn in the train we find a completely logical explanation for why the train turned the way it did. Hold on. Wait a minute. I left my consciousness in the sixth dimension. Since the birth of psychology as a science, scientists have come up with different names for the passenger and the driver: consciousness, and subconsciousness, ego, and id, control, and automation, analytics, and intuition, reflection, and impulsiveness. British psychologist Jonathan Evans, only in the literature published over the past 15 years, found a dozen different names for these two entities of our I, and, out of desperation, suggested that we spit at all and simply call them System 1 inch and System 2. System 1 is the subconscious, System 2 is the conscious. I note right away that today no one knows exactly what exactly these two systems are from a physical point of view, how they are connected and which one is responsible for what. But if we leave Freud's cumbersome constructions aside and look at the situation from the standpoint of modern neuroscience, it becomes obvious that System 2 is a very tasty and nutritious cherry on the giant and evolutionarily ancient cake of System 1. Judge for yourself. Consciousness. System 2 at each moment of time operates only with what fits into working memory. This is a generally accepted and generally obvious position. How much is in working memory? It depends on what to remember, but for simple things like numbers or words, usually 5 to 7 pieces. System 1, by definition, operates on everything else. This, of course, does not mean that System 2 does not solve anything. If you quickly delve into your own thoughts, then 5 pieces at a time may be enough. But such enumeration takes a lot of time. Conscious, rational analysis by brain standards takes forever. And here we come to the second argument in favor of the primacy of System 1 also. If you think about it for a second, obvious. System 1 works elementarily faster than System 2. Imagine that a psychologist shows you a picture of cats or a dismembered corpse and asks you to describe your feelings. How long will you think before you find the right words? At least a couple of seconds. But emotions react almost instantly. The difference in the perception of funny and scary pictures by the brain can be detected already after 120 milliseconds. Emotions are not caused by thinking, on the contrary, thinking explains the emotions that have arisen. And spend 10 times more time on it. Research convincingly shows that the emotional brain, aka System 1, makes decisions faster than the rational, aka System 2. A person first feels, and then thinks. Apparently, the emotional component is present in any perception. We never see just home. We see a beautiful house, an ugly house, or a pretentious house. The only objective thing in your irritation, the culprits of which are bus drivers, wife, fascists or a stale bun, is the irritation itself. Neurochemical reactions in the brain. The bun may be stale, but the cheese is excellent. The bus driver does not know how to drive, but he tells funny jokes. I won't even mention politics. It seems to me that any sane person understands that political discourse is just a conditional set of replicas that a group of people agrees on with each other. The question is not why everything pisses you off. The question is why you are pissed off and what to do about it. What should you do about it, not the bus driver.
Thank you for watching. Reading is boring, so we will be sharing interesting things about world and life with you. Share, like and subscribe, you know what to do. Leave a comment what you are interested in so we can do an episode about it too.